What professionals say about how to leave off dividends. All investors care about is one thing, and that's to have a safe and sound retirement. Being able to leave the dream of living off of your financial investments is one that many people dream of. The thought of not needing to work for income or being debt-free is a great one, isn't it? But how do we make it happen? How do we make that a possibility? Today's video will answer all those questions because we will be looking at what professionals say about how to leave off dividends. What are dividends? Now, before we delve into why we are here, let's quickly describe what dividends really are. When a company makes some profit, it either reinvests the profit into the business or distributes it to various shareholders. The profit given to shareholders is what we term as dividends. Shareholders can also receive the dividends in cash or reinvest them into the company to buy more shares. However, if you plan on living off dividends, then of course, you'd have to take this money as cash and use it for all your living expenses, rather than relying on a job as a source of income. What it really means to leave off dividends. Experts say that living off your dividends and passive income is synonymous with withdrawing money from your investment account to cover your living expenses during your retirement. If you're able to leave off your dividends without the value of your investments ever decreasing, then it means that you can leave off dividends indefinitely. That only stays the same so far as your living does not exceed the amount you earn in dividends. This, however, becomes more difficult over the years because of how the cost of living increases, which means you may need to increase the amount you make in dividends as well. The good part is that many companies continually increase their dividends, which helps combat the high cost of living. Even if living off dividends may be one of your topmost financial goals, you should know that there is so much to gain during this journey. What types of investments pay dividends? Many professionals believe that there are four main forms of investments that pay dividends. Let's take a look at what they are and explain them shortly. 1. Stocks. Professionals say that stocks are by far the most popular option for dividend investors. These are stocks from usually large, well-established, and very recognized companies with a long record of paying dividends to shareholders frequently. You must understand that not every company pays dividends to its shareholders, so your job is to fish out companies that do, if you plan on living only off dividends. 2. Mutual funds. If you plan to leave off dividends, then accessing mutual funds is also a good way to go. What these funds do is that they invest in the stocks that pay dividends and pass the profit on to you, minus all those annoying management fees. How great is that? 3. ETFs. ETFs simply mean exchange-traded funds. Now they are similar to mutual funds, and what they do is that they include dividend-paying stocks into their overall investments and pass those dividends on to investors. So, if you're looking to leave a life off dividends, then this is a viable option for you. 4. REITs. Real Estate Investment Trust will be number 4 on the list of the types of investments that pay dividends. This module allows you to invest in real estate without needing to own your very own property. Investing in real estate investment is also one great way to earn dividends and have them in good supply for a very long time. It's also important to note that so many platforms help you invest to earn a dividend. However, great platforms such as Public.com, M1 Finance, and Unifi Money are some of the top platforms that help you access many great companies that pay dividends. We will talk in depth about some of these platforms later in this video. The Dividend Reinvestment Plan. Now that we've covered the basics, let's start to look into ways to make sure that you keep an inflow of dividends. One great way to do that is to use a dividend reinvestment plan. This plan gives you the option to have your dividends automatically reinvested to earn you even more. If you're in the phase of growing your investment options to acquire the most dividends, then you need to use this option. In no time, you'll reach the phase where you'll be able to use only dividend income for all your transactions and needs. But for now, you have only one job, which is to reinvest. Platforms such as Public.com give you all these investment features for free. Dividends are so attractive because it's a passive income, meaning that you do not have to do any form of work for the money you earn as dividends, and is simply from the results of all your investments. If you want to reach your financial peak at a young age or retire from that demanding job and tour the world, then you should be focused on creating a lot of streams of passive income in the form of dividends. How to start dividend investing? Many professionals believe that the road to financial independence is through dividend acquisitions, which seems right. It may be daunting to start an investment journey without any knowledge of what to do. That is why we will give you the step-by-step approach on how to start your dividend investment journey. Bear in mind that there are two ways to start investing: the do-it-yourself approach, which involves long hours of researching stock markets and developing your own criteria to choose the kind of stocks to buy. That seems to be a very tiring and quite a long process. The second, however, is a much easier option, and that is the use of mutual funds that focus on dividends. Platforms such as public.com provide a list of mutual funds for you to choose from. All you need to do is to focus on adding more money to your investments. You won't spend hours evaluating individual companies before you decide which one gets your investment. Instead, you can simply choose a fund and continue to buy a lot more shares from them whenever possible. Reaching the point where you'll be able to leave only off dividends requires a large amount of cash in that aspect. And to achieve such a feat, you'll need to add on to your investments regularly. Your strategy for your investments should include a monthly goal that you contribute towards. Always make it your topmost priority to invest money every month to see your goals easily achievable as the months go by. How to maintain the dividend lifestyle? Now that you know the ways to make dividend income and how to leave off it, there's one more thing you need to know, and that's how to maintain it. Let's look at some ways that professionals suggest to keep this dream lifestyle. 1. Eliminate debt. One thing professionals always say is that debt is the #1 enemy of the dividend lifestyle. So if you have debts aside from your mortgage, you must settle it immediately since it destroys the path of your dividend income. By settling your debts, you lower your monthly living expenses, which reduces the need to acquire any form of financial aid outside your dividends. You'll also dodge the bullet of paying high interest rates on your personal loans and credit cards. 2. Set up spending limits. Are you aware of how much you spend in a month? What about the expenses you make on other random things you paid no attention to? Most people don't know these things, which is one huge factor that destroys your goal of living on dividends. Setting up spending limits in your finances will help you keep all your expenses under control because you can't spend more than the amount you receive as dividends, which will lead to a total financial spiral. For example, if your spending limit is $40,000 a year, that shows you how much you need to earn from dividends on an annual basis. 3. Start early. Starting your investment journey early might be the best decision of your life. The best time to start investing in your future and also trying to retire much earlier is now. Professionals also believe that starting your investment journey before the age of 35 will ensure that you can leave off on only dividends by the time you turn 45. If you're a much older person watching this video right now, just know it's never too late either. You'll also have to be consistent and keep saving and investing money regularly, and with a consistent long-term approach, you would be living off dividends in no time. 4. Increase your income. One final way to keep your dividend lifestyle going is to increase your income. That is by far one of the best things you can do to be successful in living off dividends. Increasing your income makes it much easier to save regularly and to invest more frequently. There are so many ways to increase your income, including getting a raise from your job, getting a promotion, working overtime, and starting a side hustle. All these ways boost your income and boost how much you can invest. Living off dividends is very possible, and if you are to follow these guidelines, you would be on your way to retiring at a young age or living your best life. That's all we have for you today. Make sure you like and hit that subscribe button for more amazing content. Till next time.